Hello, beautiful being. Welcome back to the Monday Messages. It is April 13th. I am Katie J. As you might already know, I'm a manifestation coach, meditation guide, and women's circle facilitator. So, what I do is help women manifest their lives, manifest their desires with ease. So, what we're going to do today is talk about collective manifestation. And before we do that, I just want us to settle into this space that we have together. It's going to be short today, but I do want to still make this time separate from the rest of your day. So go ahead and close your eyes. Roll your eyes together and up to your third eye center. Let everything out of your lungs. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold at the top. And exhale. One more time, deep breath in through the nose. Gaze at the third eye center, hold at the top. Slowly release. Let's actually do that one more time for a total of 3. Deep inhale through the nose. Hold at the top while gazing at the third eye. And release. Go ahead and open your eyes. Welcome. That felt really good for me, and I hope it felt really good for you guys too. So we're talking about collective manifestation today, and the first thing that I want to share with you is a quote from Think and Grow Rich. This is by Napoleon Hill. He interviewed thousands of people on success and like how to be successful, what patterns have shown up in successful people, what habits, and then also what practices and tools and resources can help you be more successful. And I absolutely love this book. It talks specifically about money, but it really is a recipe for manifestation. I mean, this whole book is a recipe for manifestation, whether you're applying it for money or something else. So, what I want to read to you guys is about gaining power through the mastermind. He talks about how power is necessary for attaining and retaining riches, wealth, money, but it's also power is required for autonomy, power is required for finding your voice and sharing that. Power is required for the manifestation process as well. So this is all very relevant to manifesting. So on page 95, he says, the mastermind may be defined as coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between 2 or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. So that's when more than one person come together and in a spirit of harmony and working together, they are putting together their minds, their resources, their understanding, their knowledge, their insights, their inner guidance in order to co-manifest. And this exact phenomenon, mastermind groups, are what I am designing with the women's circles that I'm putting together. It's the exact same principle that is going into gathering women together for the purpose of teaching manifestation and creating a sisterhood where we actively support one another. And I want to make very clear to you guys that I have not manifested a single thing on my own. I never have, I never will. Everything that I've manifested up to this point in my life has been because of my community, my mastermind. So for an example, the very first thing that I ever manifested in my life was getting into the college of my dreams, the university of my dreams. I grew up in Austin, Texas. I really, for some reason, wanted to go to UVA, which is University of Virginia. I knew that it had the second best business school in the nation, and I had a brother that was going to school up the road, and some family members that were not very far away as well. And I was like, I really want to get out of Texas. I want to explore. I want to meet new people. I don't want to be going to college with the same people I went to high school with. So I was really excited about going out of state. But getting into an out of state public school is very difficult because they only accept 3% of out of state applicants. And I knew that I was going to have to be at the very top of my game when it comes to getting into that school. So, I did my best to get all A's. I was cheer captain, I was class president, I was National Honor Society, like I was in math club. I, did as much as I possibly could. My SAT scores were not great. Like that was something that was going against me, and they straight up told me that in the application process. But I interviewed with a bunch of different alumni that lived in Austin and got them to write me recommendation letters. I did literally everything I could. So those alumni were part of my mastermind, but also I ended up meeting a guy who I ended up dating, and it just so happens that his dad and sister also went to UVA, so we planned a trip to go there, and I got to meet even more people who had my back and were encouraging me and would vouch for me after doing interviews and that kind of thing. So I know for a fact that, oh, and not to mention that I was like super religious at that point in my life. So I would pray a lot, and I had Bible verses all over the room, and it was the same Bible verse that, actually, I don't even know if it was a Bible verse, but if anything, it was more like a mantra. It was, I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me. And that was all over my room, and pictures of UVA, the school, was all over my room. And I used both my belief and my connection with the divine and with God and with my community and my boyfriend and his family. And, that was the first time that I used the law of attraction in my favor. And one thing I forgot to mention was that I watched The Secret before all of this happened. I watched The Secret and learned that if I surrounded myself with the images and the people and the conversations and the situations that were aligned with my goals, then I could achieve my goals. And so I did that, not really knowing what manifesting was or what the word was for it. I just knew that was the secret to getting what you wanted. So I did that, and through that large community effort and through faith and the collaboration of larger powers, I used the collective manifestation power to get into my dream school. Not only did I get in, but I also got a likely letter, which is basically them saying, hey, you're a really competitive candidate. We know you're applying to other competitive schools. We would love it if you still considered UVA. It wasn't an acceptance letter, but it came like 3 months before an acceptance letter, which is like the best feeling ever for them to know, for you to know that early on. They're like, ooh, we really want this person in our school. The second collective manifestation story that I'll give you guys is my RV, my home. I have been obsessed with tiny homes, minimalist living, tiny homes on wheels, RVs, vans since like 2014. And when I graduated college that year, it took me like a few years, but I started to like kind of gain momentum in my interest and had Pinterest boards and started following people on Instagram who were talking about it. And I found a tiny home workshop where they talked about everything from like, budgeting and materials and that kind of thing, laws and all of that. And at that point in my life, I was like, it doesn't really make sense for me to buy a tiny home. I didn't have any place to park it and blah, blah, blah. But I'd always wanted one. And I just kind of released that to the universe. And then let's see, it was early 2019, like February or March 2019, when my partner's mom's coworker was selling this 36-foot RV, which is a tiny home on wheels. It met all my criteria, which is that I wanted to be able to pay for it in cash. I wanted to be able to do yoga in it. And I wanted to have a bed that wasn't lofted or at least that didn't have a ladder to it, because I want my dog to be able to sleep with me. And this RV hit all three of those. And it was like the guy was willing to hold it for us, and our Tuck's mom was willing to go and look at it for us because we were still living in Costa Rica at the time when this was available in Reno. And so she went to go look at it. They took it to the inspection place. Everything came out clear. they held it for us. We came back to the States, we bought it, we moved in, and it was just like, here's the tiny home that I had always asked for. And I had just, all I had to do was A, release, and B, trust my larger community, trust my mastermind. So the masterminds that Napoleon Hill talks about are a little bit more intentional, where you actually gather people together for the intention of co-manifestation. But I want to remind you guys that even if you don't have a mastermind group that's like, you know, intentionally brought together for that purpose, you can still use the power of collective manifestation in your community. And what I always tell people is that manifestation does require you to have faith in something larger than yourself. Doesn't have to be God, doesn't have to be universe, doesn't have to be angels, doesn't have to be ancestors, it doesn't have to be Mother Earth. It can be your community. It's as easy and simple as that. Finding a community that supports you, finding a community that has your best interest in mind and knows what you desire, knows what you like, knows what you're looking for, knows what your standards are, and are willing to help you attain your goals. I have not manifested a single thing in my life without the power of community, without the power of collective manifestation. So if that's something that you look around, you look to the right, you look to the left, and you realize that the people around you don't believe in you, don't lift you up, don't encourage you, don't empower you, don't inspire you, then you need to find new people. You need to find a new community. And fortunately for you, at your fingertips exists the entire world pretty much. So you can connect with me, you can connect with other thought leaders, you can connect with other women that are like you. And if you're interested in doing that in a container that I'm creating, because you've been following me or working with me or watching these videos for a while, know that these manifestation circles are going to open a few times a year. And I will continuously welcome more women, more women, more women in each time. And I see these expanding into pods all over the world, where you join my manifestation circle this round, and maybe the next round you host your own, or you help me host them, and then we can keep this momentum going of women supporting women in their manifestation process. I just see this being such a powerful resource for women all over the world who maybe don't have a supportive community or mastermind. So that's it for today's Monday messages. Wanted to share a few of my own manifestation stories with you, and how collective manifestation has truly impacted and driven all of my goals and manifestations. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next week on the Monday messages. Mwah. Bye, love.